Call to order the Ashland Board of Commissioners meeting for Thursday, May 23rd. We'll start with an invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. You want to hand it off, Chris?
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you for our city and how you have blessed us in recent days. We invite your Holy Spirit into our chambers today and ask that you preside over our meeting. We ask for your divine guidance and wisdom over this Board of Mayor and Commissioners as we strive to make the right decisions for our city and in the best interests of our citizens. Bless our city manager, our staff and employees, and those in attendance today. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We have a motion to receive and file the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Commissioners, want to mention we have a special guest on the dais today. Mr. Pullum is filling in for Mr. Gracie, so we welcome you. Thank you. Want to welcome everyone to our meeting today. We've got a lot of good stuff going on, including our budget, so we will be talking, I'm sure, a little bit about all of that. So we'll go ahead and start with Commissioner Clark.
Oh, I'm first. I wasn't ready. Sorry. My microphone is way down in this hole, so if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Break it? Maybe. There. Is that better? Welcome, everyone. Sorry while I'm getting my act together here. Thanks for coming today. Just a few announcements in terms of things I've been involved with in the last couple of weeks. Housing Authority board meeting last week. The Ashland Housing Authority is at 97% occupancy. They are almost finished with the second building at DeBoer Terrace in terms of renovations and plan on starting the third. So that was very good news. Also paid off the debt at the Housing Authority. I think I told you guys that last meeting. So that'll help the Housing Authority put some more resources towards some additional units possibly in the future. So be looking for that. Coming up on Saturday is the First Makers Market on Broadway Square. So that should be a good time. Several vendors lined up for that, and of course the first Friday of the season is coming up in June, and plans are underway. It might look a little different this year, this one just for this time. So keep an eye on Visit Ashland for those announcements. And it's Burger Week still.
Burger Week.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Spriggs.
Oh, well, I wasn't ready either, so there you go.
Mixing it up today.
He's changing it up on us.
Well, I was out of town last weekend, so I didn't get to go to Repair Fair, but I would just want to congratulate the city. I mean, everybody that was involved in that. This is an amazing thing that we do that's so singular. People are trying to emulate it. We've been doing it for, 27 years or something. But it's pretty amazing to be able to help people who can't get repairs done, and it's just a wonderful thing for our city to do. So I want to thank everybody that was involved in that, including our volunteer groups. You heard me talk before about the Russell School winning national with a art contest. Well, tomorrow I'm going to Verity, Ashland Middle School, Ashland Middle School, and present 3 certificates and a little monetary reward for 3 there, 1 in 6th, 1 in 7th, and 1 in 8th. One of those gals went all the way to division. That means this is to design a stamp. There's so much talent. And you have to be judged locally, then at district, then at state, and then division's 5 states together. So she made it all the way to division, and I get to do that tomorrow. That's a really big deal. Gosh, I've been doing a lot of stuff, but I can't remember what all it is. I get so busy, it all runs together, you know. So anyway, thanks for being here today, and I'll turn it over to whoever you call next.
It's going to be Commissioner Goot.
Well, I welcome everybody to the last noon meeting of May. I want to reiterate, it is Burger Week, and I ate lunch at Bubbles and Sweets just now. The Rama cheeseburger is really good, and I'm taking a bunch of foreigners tonight to Fat Patty's. Those people are from West Virginia. And so.
Crisis averted here.
I was unsure where you were headed. You made me nervous for a second.
They're always screaming about almost heaven, West Virginia. I say, come over to the promised land across the bridge, you know. So we're going to go to Fat Patty's tonight. And so I want to also say Abbey Mays is a new boutique that is open down from the Episcopal Church. The family's moved here from Georgetown and opened a really nice store. Also, I'm going to become a Greenup Countyman for a few hours on Saturday morning. It is the ribbon cutting for the new Greenup County Farmers Market. It is a beautiful new state-of-the-art pavilion. And I was down there last Saturday. And I just want to congratulate all the graduates. Tomorrow night is Blazers graduation at 7 o'clock, and I had the opportunity to speak at the baccalaureate on Tuesday to a packed house. And so we congratulate all the graduates of our area. And I just want to wish everybody a good Memorial Day weekend.
Well,
all I have.
thank you, and last but not least, Commissioner Blanton.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So thanks to everybody, city employees, everybody that volunteers for Repair Affair. There's a lot of work that happens after we all go home that you all do, and we appreciate that very much to take care of those projects that have a little bit more to them. So we appreciate that. Piggyback on your comments about housing, the Colonial Apartments by the YMCA, if you drive by there, they caught fire last year, unfortunately. But if you go by there now, they're almost completely renovated. So we appreciate that very much because capacity for housing obviously is a very important issue for us. I want to say thanks to our first responders in Greenup County for the storms and responding so quickly yesterday. I made the drive from work back up to Ashland literally right as the storms were finishing, and they were out there and making sure people were safe, and they still are even today. Just driving here a little bit ago, I saw them again, so thank you for their work. So South Ashland Giovanni's also, I can't remember if we've met since then, but they're under new ownership now. We had a ribbon cutting for them, and very, very thankful for their citizens right here in Ashland who are taking that over. And we got another new business that's opening downtown as well soon. They'll be having their ribbon cutting, I'm sure, soon, and in addition to Abbey May downtown. So that's great to see, and just want to give a shout out to my trusted advisor, Fairview student Willie. He lets me know a lot of great ideas, and last night and this morning he was giving me some new ones. So I want to say thank you, Willie, and appreciate those, and we're going to share those. Thanks.
All right. I do want to mention also congratulations to graduates. My nephew Andrew will be walking across the stage Friday, so it'll be special for our family, and we look forward to that. And even if it's going to be 900 degrees in the gym, we're going to be there and sweating it out. Also, Gigi from Giovanni's downtown wants Marty to know that she's waiting on him to show up downtown.
I'll make my rounds.
All right, very good. Okay, well, we'll get started with the city manager's report. Anything, sir?
Nothing to report.
Nothing today? All right, we'll move on to public participation. Anyone with a comment or request may come to the podium and address the commission concerning matters related to city business, services, or personnel. Comments related to election issues or concerning personal disputes will not be allowed. Personal attacks, obscene or threatening language will not be tolerated. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes. A yellow light indicates 30 seconds remain, and a red light means the time limit has expired. Only one speaker is permitted per subject. No action will be taken at this meeting. Those with comments are asked to fill out an inquiry form and leave it with the city clerk for distribution to the proper city department. This time, would anybody like to come forward? Come on down. Welcome.
Mike Maynard, 1819 Eloise Street here in Ashland. I normally don't come up 2 meetings in a row, but
That's usually just my mother's role.
But had some other good news to report. So with the dental that I reported last meeting, so we've got our last coordination meeting today, and so on July 11th they will be here to provide mobile dental services, and we're doing it down at the transportation center. Big area down there. I think they've got. Aetna has some other vendors that'll be down there. I think King's Daughters is going to be down there also. And so for that event, to get everybody ready for that event, starting next Thursday, they will be bringing the van and using our dental suite at the Mission to do x-rays, assessments, and pre-authorization. So on July 11th, when they come here, people will just be able to go right in and get services. And that covers everything, anybody with insurance, and that covers everything from cleanings all the way to dentures.
What you're providing is such a valuable service. It's probably one of the number one medical needs that I hear about that people can't get around here, especially those in need. So this is really good news, and we appreciate you all facilitating that.
Yeah, and we're just facilitating Aetna, and then Care Mobile are the ones that are providing that. So just be looking out on our Facebook for some more information about getting appointments so that you can come and get assessed.
right.
Along with the health grant also, so normally we get some other grants that can help us pay for things that insurance won't a lot of times. And so for folks on Medicaid, a lot of times it's been dentures. For folks on Medicare, it could be eye exams, eyeglasses, hearing aids, dental work. And so this year so far, we've received two grants from the Methodist Church. And so those cover different counties that we have here in the area. We've also, from the opioid settlement, some of that money was earmarked for health, and we're spending that down. And then this morning, Palatine just notified us, and so we were awarded a grant from Palatine to help folks too. So a lot of great things going on in the health realm. And so the other thing is, and I'll finish up to make sure I can get my time under today. So, but just when I left the mission today, so the things that are going on at the mission, I mean, the amount of stuff. So we had job readiness class this morning. So all of our work placements that are in our program, they go through job readiness class from 9 to 10 in the morning. For those that don't have permits or licenses, we have a permit class that goes from 10 to 11. And then after that, so we had one of our new work placements. She's living in a trailer park, paying out of pocket. She qualifies for Section 8 housing. And so this morning, she had all of her documentation. We took her, got her signed up, and she got accepted into housing. And so she'll move in 2 weeks.
Great.
Very great. Very
For
good.
the housing is out there. So if you have everything you need and if you qualify for affordable housing, it is out there. We average usually 2 weeks to 4 weeks of getting people into housing here. So. But that was just all the stuff going on this morning.
It sounds like you'll be a great resource for people in the community that need housing, so we appreciate you doing that. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else like to come forward at this time? Mr. Martin?
Hey, I'm
Welcome.
Scott Martin from the Northeast Kentucky Chamber. I'd come so you'd know about the ribbon cutting in Greenup Saturday, but Commissioner Goot got that. So I'll tell you a couple other little quick things. We do have Senator McConnell coming in next Tuesday for a legislative update, and I think now all seats are taken, but I mean, please check if you haven't RSVP'd. Make sure you do that. Next Wednesday, we're starting a new series called Grounds for Discussion. Get it? Coffee?
Got it.
It's like in the morning, we're going to meet we're coming to every community, every city, sitting in a coffee shop. You can ask about the chamber, what we do, what we don't do, how you can get involved, that type thing. We're starting it next Wednesday in Flatwoods at Pappy's. We'll be there at 8 a.m. So, and we're scheduling them, as we go. So there are a few more after that. And then next Wednesday afternoon, there's a ribbon cutting at Armco Park with Boyd County and with Marathon for the new Shelter House 3. So I just want to make sure everybody knew about that. That's all.
Thank you.
Everything
Thank
else
you.
is good.
Thanks,
you.
Scott. Anybody else like to come forward at this time? All right, just one last comment. I want to thank our city team also for Repair Affair. I did work myself, and some of our commission I know was out there, and my back today still is smarting from that, but I had
Painting or what?
I was pulling trees out of a yard, and but
I was pulling hot dogs out of the grill.
the issue, I knew you were, but one of the things that touched my heart was a citizen drove by as they were watching other people, volunteers, take this debris to the yard to be taken away, and he said, I've wanted to help this man for many years, and it always was too much, I thought, for me to handle by myself. But with your all's work and efforts today, I'm going to keep this up for him.
Oh.
So he's going to help take care of this elderly man's yard and be a good neighbor, which I think is what exactly Repair Fair embodies. So thanks to everybody. Thanks, DJ. It was a big deal, always is a big deal, but to see that many people come out to help each other, it's It's really heartwarming to me, and I know this commission, so we appreciate that.
Mayor, if I could, just real quick,
Yeah.
also something that happened this year for the first time is the Boyd County Fiscal Court reached out to us very early in the
yep.
process, and they were working with DJ, basically shadowing him because they plan to start their own repair affair. So hopefully this is going to carry on in the county as well.
It's,
Everybody's trying to emulate it.
that's right.
Such a good
Kindness
thing.
spreads, as I've heard mentioned before, so
Great
thank you
thing.
all.
How many projects?
I'm sure there's some details there that he'll want to share with them about how that goes.
You know, it's it has been always a kind of a family tradition for us. My whole family knows that they are required to be in attendance at repair fair. You know, my 19-year-old told my father-in-law this weekend, it's the most work I've ever done without making any money in my whole life. And I said, and good for you.
That's rewarding, that's
Good for
right.
you.
And DJ's preparing a wrap-up report that he'll present to the
Great.
commission at a future date.
Thank you. All right. Anybody else? We're moving on to old business.
Old business item A, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and CDB Inc. for the Ashland Senior Center Storefront Rehabilitation Project in the amount of $149,673 for the Department of Community and Economic Development to be paid from Community Development Block Grant funds.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item B, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a construction contract between the City of Ashland and Lady Contracting LLC for the Ashland Water Treatment Plant ramp widening project in the amount of $80,654.80 for the Department of Engineering.
So moved.
Any
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and People's Insurance Agency, LLC, to provide property and casualty insurance broker agent placement services from July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025 in the amount of $14,000 and authorizing payment of the same.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have a second?
24.
Got it?
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it.
Marty, motion,
Okay.
Josh, second. I think we voted.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I just want to make sure there was a second. Okay.
All right, item D, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a trust participation agreement for the Kentucky League of Cities Insurance Services General Insurance Trust for fiscal year 2024-2025 and payment of property and casualty premiums in the amount of $788,428.29.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item E, second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a letter of agreement between the City of Ashland and Five Co Area Development District setting forth the duties of Five Co Ad as a project administrator for the lead services line inventory and assessment project pursuant to ordinance number 74, series of 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you for providing that number. I wondered what the blank was.
We saw the panic in leaning over here to get it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, a resolution of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting, authorizing, and approving the course of action presented by the city manager on the items appearing on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of the Board of City Commissioners of May 23, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
New business item A, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Rumpke of Kentucky, Inc. to provide a public drop box recycling service for a period of 3 years in the amount of $250 per box per month to be emptied a minimum of 2 times per week for the Department of Public Services Division of Sanitation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. If I could ask Jack a couple questions. So, has the recycling center recovered since COVID? I mean, I keep hearing, that it's not up to the same amount that we had before COVID.
It was down. It was down for a while, and through word of mouth and, public services employees promoting it to the citizens, it's taken an uptick here in the past couple months.
Okay, so are they filling up every one of those bins?
No, we have 20 bins down there.
Yeah.
And we fill them up. The attendant goes, manage them. And so we're averaging about 10 bins, filling those up twice per week right now.
So we're only being charged per bin, correct?
bin.
Even though there may be extra bins for capacity there.
Yes, we have the capacity to fill 40 bins, with them being dumped twice a week. Right now through Rumpke, we are being charged for 7 bins. We are over that 7 bins. We have been for several months, and Nick Rupert said that, he's gonna adjust our bill to the
Okay.
8 bins.
Like the increase.
Yes,
Yeah.
but right now we are even over that. So right now we're averaging probably, we're 10 bins twice a week.
Okay, so if we're doing 10 bins twice a week, why do we need 2 pickups a week? If we have
If there's 10 bins sitting empty, I see where your brain's headed.
yeah, if we have 20
We
bins.
kept the same for, for extra capacity for growth. And also a lot of the bins that we have down there have rust hose in them and stuff. So we're gonna take some of those out throughout this year as time goes, and we're gonna, do some weld patches on them and repaint them and sticker them up.
I know it doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. And I was just wondering why we're picking up twice a week if it's not all 20 bins full, instead of once a week.
Can I ask a clarifying question? Because I
Sure.
think I'm a little bit confused. I'm under the impression that and you said something that makes me think I'm not thinking correctly. I'm under the impression that we get charged for whatever they pick up.
And they only pick up full bins.
They only pick up
Yeah.
full bins.
So if twice a week I don't know when they pick up, on Monday, if they pick up 3 full bins, we would get charged just for those 3 full bins?
Yes.
Okay, that's my
So-
question.
So the onus really is on Rumpke for their extra efforts.
Yes. If we only had 1 pickup per week, 3
Okay.
weeks ago, we had 26 bins, so we would have been, we wouldn't have had capacity to take all that recycling for that
Yeah,
for
I
that
was just
week,
making
so-
sure we weren't getting charged a flat 7 bins twice a
No.
week.
No, I
That's-
No,
yeah,
we
okay,
only get-
Okay. All right, thanks. I
Thank
just
you.
wanted some clarification on all that.
Thank you.
Great. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Item B, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Southern Ohio Trenching and Excavating, Inc. for the Chestnut Drive Sanitary Sewer and Waterline Replacement Project in the amount of $383,953 for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? I just, again, appreciate all the efforts being made to work on not just water lines, but sewer lines as well, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Item C, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting the revised job description for the position of Alcoholic Beverage Control Administrator in the Department of Risk Management of the Classification and Compensation Plan as adopted by ordinance number 31, series of 2023, as previously amended."
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, first reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an engagement letter with Frost Brown Todd attorneys to provide legal services in connection with a conference center to be located in said city for the Department of Engineering."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. So, I see that we're paying $400 an hour to these legal services, Frost Brown Todd attorneys. Are we gonna put a cap on this? I mean, how many hours is this? I mean, is it 10, 100, 1,000?
The billing is monthly, and you can terminate the agreement at any time. So
Okay.
if you look at the billing and you think it's excessive or you don't like it, you can terminate at that time.
Yeah.
We thought about the cap, because sometimes we do, but it would be almost impossible to estimate if the project goes all the way, what the cap would be.
I know,
It
but
would
I
be
was a little
realistic.
nervous about that. You know.
And I understand that, but I think that's the control, is to, even though often these kind of fees are rolled into the financing at the end of the project, nonetheless, if you get your bill monthly, whether it's being paid monthly or not, you can analyze it and make sure you're getting what you think you want to get and you're where you want to be, and absolutely have the right to terminate the agreement at any time.
Who's gonna keep a watch on that?
Well, it should come through our department and through the city manager at that
Okay.
point.
And also, this will be paid for out of the grant money, out of the money from the
It
state?
can be. I mean, you have the option to pay as you go if you want, but according to the Frost Brown Todd people, it is common for this to be rolled into the bonding or funding when the project is funded.
So we could recapture it.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the only thing is, again, full disclosure, we do owe the money whether the project goes to
Sure.
completion or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The attorneys aren't going to overcharge us. There's no.
Oh, golly, I know how they keep their hours, don't you, Jim?
I remember fondly the days of billable hours.
Yeah.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Item E, reading and adoption of a municipal order entitled, "A Municipal Order of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing Ashland Assisted Housing to apply for additional administrative fees for the HUD Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing Program, and if awarded, authorizing and directing Josh Blanton as Mayor Pro Tem to execute any and all other documents related to said grant."
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I want to ask our acting city manager here to expound on that a little bit.
Sure, this is an expansion of our VASH voucher program. It's something we found out about at the beginning of May that this was even available, and I want to make sure I thank our legal team and Christina Travis for getting this on very late in the game, but we were up against a tight deadline at the end of the month. And what it basically does is it provides us additional administrative fees to assist more veterans in
Okay.
providing housing.
Great program.
Absolutely.
Work.
All right.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? All right, all in favor? Aye. I can't believe it.
No, I have a new
Oh,
business
yes,
item.
abstain.
Now you can believe it.
I have a new business item.
Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I've been thinking about this a bit, and I want to bring forth to the commission the idea that we have 700,000 people who are deaf in the state of Kentucky, and Ashland has a lot. We're the second highest, and we don't see people who are hearing impaired or deaf. We have the second largest amount, with Pikeville being the first in eastern Kentucky. What I would like to propose to commission is that we hire an interpreter who can sign our meetings, so that they will be included. They're actually should know what's going on in the government, and they have no way of knowing that. We have My Town TV, and we could put an interpreter. This is their language, so they could understand what's happening in their city, and with things going on downtown. And I found somebody who, and I think she knows Commissioner Clark, Amy Hatzel.
You're going to say
Amy Hatzel, who's looking to start an academy for the deaf here called Ashland Academy, and she would do that for 2-hour minimum for $55 an hour. I think would be a really good investment for a group of our citizens who have no idea what goes on in their city government on a day, on our meetings.
Are we discussing? I have a
I
question.
think
A couple of them.
that's fine. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
discuss.
Okay. No, I think that's a great idea. And actually, Amy goes to my church and has been doing the sign interpretation of the sermons and the music. And it's beautiful to watch, and it's amazing to
She also does a story hour at the library
yeah,
with her
doing
Happy
great
Hands
things.
people. So I just thought this would be a good inclusive thing for people who can't.
Couple questions, though, and this, just a couple things to kind of work through in this process. One, I don't know, do we have to bid that out? Is that we'd have to follow that follow
So
the
what I
procurement
thought I'd do
process.
is give the information I have to the city, and they could move forward with it and come back with whatever needed to be done.
And the other question I have is closed captioning an option on the My Town broadcast. That's something we need to
Well,
ask
I
them
don't
as
know
well.
about that, but this is their language. Using their hands is their language, and so if they do that, it would be a bonus, but if not, it should be the signing.
Commissioner, I have no issue with drawing up
Thank
something
you.
for us to look at. I think that'd
Thank
be a
you.
great idea.
Yeah, I think, and you mean physically in person here?
Yes.
Yeah, because I think on the YouTube channel you can do subtitles, but that's, you would
It's
need
not-
somebody
Yeah,
physically.
you
Yes.
need somebody, and we certainly have room that it could be, a place somewhere here. So, yeah, I've been thinking about it for a couple of weeks, and I thought, I'm going to do it since last commission meeting.
Why don't we just have you just direct the city manager on his return to
Sure will.
look into it and move forward with that. And I would say on a personal note that I have a grandson who's hearing impaired, and that's, it is very important to
Yes.
make
Yes,
those.
it is.
Now, he's able to function with hearing aids and special teachers that speak in special microphones and so on, but there's all kinds of technology available to
Yeah.
assist in that, and it's important to get that out
I've
there.
just discovered that these folks are so innovative and to overcome such a handicap and go on to do great things in their lives, and this should be available to them.
I
Yeah.
I appreciate those comments. I had actually a group of hearing impaired young adults and children come through last year through a wayfinding downtown. And at the time, I asked the city manager, and I still impress upon our team that's working on the roundabout situation, that without the stoplights in place, I'm not sure how some people are going to be able to know if they're visually impaired, how to cross a street safely. And that has always been a concern of mine, and hearing impaired as well.
We
Just to
had this
know.
discussion in the capital
Yes.
improvements meeting last week when we're, because our concern is with that too. Well, I know we have those, what do you call them, the moundy things with the, yeah.
The bumps at the end,
Yeah,
at the
the
edge of the
bumps.
crosswalk to know that it's a crosswalk, but that doesn't help
But
to
that
know if there's a
doesn't help to
car
know.
coming.
It doesn't.
Correct.
So, yeah,
Some audible cue or something
Yes.
for somebody would be of great concern, I think, to anybody
Yes.
that's visually impaired, and we do have them. One of the first moments of me being on the commission was sitting on a city bus just to get an idea of how that experience
I
was.
did that too.
And there was a lady on there that was visually impaired that couldn't do without our bus system and the great people that take care of that. And one of those comments that she made to me then, long before roundabouts were ever discussed, was that there wasn't enough cross sections with audible signals.
Can we direct city manager to look at technology that would assist in that?
I have full
Post-haste?
I have full confidence that they've already been looking at it.
Okay.
I can't imagine that they would not, because like I said, it's been mentioned a couple of years ago.
well, just as another note, I think this is paramount because we have talked about safety on Winchester
Needs to
Avenue.
be safe for everyone.
Safe
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everyone. So
Yeah.
we have to do something to ensure that somebody doesn't get hurt.
Right.
there.
Well, I expect the city engineer can get with the city manager on that and move forward on what needs to be done in that.
Right.
So Mayor, just to summarize, for the next meeting, we'll work with staff to get a proposal together for the sign language interpreter, and
I think that is the direction of the commission, yeah, yes.
And
yeah.
then we'll get with engineering to
Okay.
work on solutions for the crosswalks.
All right.
Thank you.
Commissioner, any other?
No, that's it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anybody else would like to discuss new business at this time? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
No, the motion is to recess until 9:30 on Wednesday, May 29th for the budget session.
That's, yes.
Yeah,
If that suits you, the mayor.
just real quick, I want to
I
say,
guess it has to.
thank you to Finance for getting,
Yeah.
for our books. I think we're already starting our study sessions on that, but it's, a lot of people don't realize what goes into that massive book, so thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
I see it every year, and I don't understand all the work that goes into it, so, yeah.
Well, we have the motion on the floor to recess. We have
So
this-
moved.
okay.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are recessed. Thank you all.